Okay, so this is my newest build, and it is a gearbox made with a 4-speed gearbox made with 3D printed gears. This is a 4-speed sequential gearbox. You can switch between 4 different speeds, and I can demonstrate it right now. So I can turn on the hub, connect it to the Powered Up app. You can see right here, and then I got a slider and a button to change gears. So currently it's in the lowest gear. You can see running with L motor. That's slow. Second gear, you can see it's a bit faster. Third gear, and even more faster. Fourth gear, max speed. You can see. And then back to first gear. You can see the switching action with this selector piece that I got from my Land Rover set. I took it out because I motorized it. You can see you can switch gears between 4 different speeds. Okay, now for the tutorial. Okay, for the tutorial, we're going to start with this 5x7 frame that has a bajillion holes inside it. This is a piece that was printed, 3D printed, and yep. Okay, so next we're going to have 2 24-tooth gears with clutch for the driving ring. These are also 3D printed. So all the 3D printed parts can be found in my last video. I will also link my last video in the description. So here you can see the driving ring can go through there. Next we're gonna have, and this is a 3 long axle on this side, and then here this is a 5 length axle, 5 length. So here you have, okay, so we have a 5 length axle here, and this end right here, and then a 4 length axle here. This red axle will be the output. You can make it as long as you want. So, and 2 20-tooth gears with clutch. So 24-tooth gear, 20-tooth gear. Next, we're going to grab this assembly, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 length axle with a clutch gear. There will be no driving ring, it's just a clutch gear so it can slide along the axle. We need a spacer that's too long. You can use like a bushings as well. Here you have a 12-tooth bevel and also a 16-tooth gear. And then now you put it right here, I believe. Actually, oh no, I forgot. Yeah, right here, like this. So your assembly should look like this. Now you're going to grab a 12 long axle. Actually, this doesn't need to be 12 long. I think it can be like 11 long or more. Or I think it can be 10 long or more. But I used the 12 long, so you're going to add, make sure you use these 1 length bushings here. So you have 1 bushing, 1 spacer, 1 shifter piece, 1 spacer, 1 bushing. The bushings, make sure you have the bushings. That's really important. Okay, now once you put it in, you have to make sure that the shifting piece meshes with the driving rings. Next, you're going to grab this, which is an 11 long axle, and then you're going to have a spacer. This also can be a bushing if you want. A 20-tooth gear, and then a 16-tooth gear after another 2 long spacer. And you're gonna put it into there like that. And then your assembly should look like this. And then next, you're gonna grab another one of these 5x7 frames, and you're gonna loop all the axles through. This might be a little tough, and you might mess up like I do. Oh god. Okay. Alright, get in. Okay. Oops, I twisted it. That's bad. Ugh, I'm feeling so bad. Oh no. Okay, there. So now, once you loop that thing on, make sure you have these 4 pins down here, so the assembly can be braced. Next, you're gonna grab 24 tooth gear and a 20 tooth gear. I'm gonna put the 24 tooth gear right here, and then the 20 tooth gear right here. I think that's it. Wait, I'm not sure. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so next you grab this frame, and then you just, this modified frame, this is also a piece in my last video. And then you put these pins like this, a pin like this. This is just a 7 long beam connected with a 3 long pin and a 2 long pin, and then you have one more 2 long pin right here. And then you're gonna loop the top one, the longest 12 long axle into there, loop it like that. And then your thing should look like this. Once you loop it through there, and then there should be 3 axles right there. Doesn't matter. You only need that axle. That one's the important one. So now on the bottom, you grab these, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 length beams. And then you put them onto the pins on the bottom to brace the structure. I just have this piece right here so I can just see the output better. The mechanism has a lot of friction in it because of the 3D printed parts, but they'll get better over time. So next you put the drive motor right here. I have a bit of background noise, but okay, so you put the drive motor right here on this axle. So when you turn this, you should hear the drive motor sound. And now you put the motor to change the gears on this axle, like this. Make sure the motor that changes the gears is all the way in. And look, I messed up. The thing didn't mesh with the things, so now I gotta go fix it. This usually happens a lot. So I just got to get that thing in, make sure both things. Make sure this doesn't happen in your gearbox. Okay, we're going to grab like this, and then get that in, get that in, get that in. Oh my god. Again. Okay, there. Now I can just press it in. Okay, now it's fixed. So yeah, and then, so what you do is you just code it so that for the code of the switching of gears in the Powered Up app, you just have a button that triggers a code block that turns this bottom part 90 degrees each time you press the button, and then you have this motor just as a drive motor. You probably know how to code that in the Powered Up app. And then boom, your 4-speed gearbox is done. Yeah, this is going to be a 10 long axle.